Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about the month of May. And I have been waiting for this month for the whole year, because by the time we get to the end of the month, we have really developed a new way of seeing the world, and everything is about to change. So this is the time of the Great Awakening. And I know I've been leading you on saying every month it's going to get better, it's going to get better. Well, this month we'll have some miraculous things happen, but there will be an event that will change everything. And it does not come to the end of the month, but we are almost here. And let me just tell you, the golden age is upon us for June and July. These months will be magical, mystical, and peaceful. This is what I can assure you. And I will explain why. But there is so much that needs to still occur to get there. We have so many truths and awakenings that are happening now, and I think you feel it, you know it. People are waking up to a new world, a new humanity, a new consciousness. This is happening slowly but surely, but I guarantee you by the time we enter into June, we're there. So we're moving towards this. We're really moving out of this period of violence. And as I said, we're embarking on the golden times. So it will, in essence, make all the suffering and violence and things that have been happening pretty much worth it, because this is what we have to go through to get here. So if you would like to have all of these transcripts, everything I'm talking about, all spelled out in great detail and more, go to my website, galacticcenter.org, and sign up for my free newsletter. Because my free newsletter has all of this and then some. And while you're there at galacticcenter.org, don't forget to scroll down and check out my Patreon page. If you want to be part of a community and group where you can safely express yourself with people of like-mindedness, we do so every week live, and that is my Patreon. So join the Patreon, and don't forget my Galactic Planner. This is the time to take advantage of it, because this planner is about to be the premier app in astrology. And if you join now, you will get great discounts on what's to come. So go to galacticplanner.com. It does your individual chart, and it will tell you how all these transits will affect you personally. This is huge. I have so many new things going on, and I will keep you posted on everything. So the months of June and July will bring better times, and during these times, and we're moving up to it right now because we're going to start getting the sense of where we're headed, that there are going to be great discoveries. Yes, amazing advancements in technology and healing. It's all starting to come out now, because this is, it's life-changing what's about to unfold. You'll see what I mean as each and every week of this month leads to the next, and there is more and more uncoverings of things we didn't know, but it's good. It's finally here. So let me tell you why I keep talking about the end of the month. Let me jump to what I'm discussing here. So it's going to be around May 29th through the 31st. There is an amazing planetary alignment that I have been focusing in on for the whole year. It's first going to happen these last 3 days in May, because on those days, Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter will all align in the sign of Gemini. And this is called a Saraswati yoga. And Saraswati in Indian culture is the goddess of learning, education, and the arts. And that's what we have looking forward to. Expansion in learning, education, the arts, how we see things in the world. It's radically different. I kid you not, this is the turning point. So, but then it's even going to get a little bit better by the time of June and July, because let me just give you a little preempt of what's coming in June and July. So June 22nd through July 4th is the time that Jupiter will once again align with the other two benefics. It will be Jupiter, Mercury, and Venus together in Cancer. Now, starting June 1st, Jupiter goes into Cancer. But this lineup, this second Saraswati that happens in the sign of Cancer, is even more powerful. Why? Because Jupiter's exalted here. Jupiter is the planet of opportunities. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, growth, spirituality, and high-mindedness. And while it's in Cancer, it brings out this higher level of consciousness. And with the other two benefics, it makes it superior. Now, let me tell you a little something I have to throw in here. Exactly during these dates in time, June 22nd through July 1st, I'm going to be in Ireland because we have this magical trip planned to Ireland. I've been talking to you about it, but there's still time to join because there's a limited amount of people that can be on this trip. But we are going to tour all the mysteries and mysticism of Ireland with Finbar Ross, who's a native and a tour guide. And Shrikala Ram and I are going to be speaking every day for 2 hours, teaching Vedic astrology. If you guys want to come meet us, become friends with us, and explore Ireland at the most magical, mystical time of the year during this Saraswati in Cancer, go to the website. And this is go to galacticcenter.org. That's the one you're familiar with. And go to events, sign up and join us. Yes, so it's the mystical journey tours that we are going to be going on, and I want you to be part of it. But let me tell you a little bit more about what these three benefics coming together mean. It's prosperity, and that's another thing. There will be great prosperity in the world. You think everyone's all afraid that the economy is about to crash and everything's going to go bad. It's not. You will see what I'm talking about. These three benefics coming together in the sign of Cancer do not lie. They will give the results that I'm talking about. There will be a coming together. There will be a new spirituality. There will be an upliftment of consciousness. So let me get deeper into what we can expect each week of this month, because May 1st is going to be a full moon. So this month, interestingly enough, we're going to have 2 full moons in this month, one on the 1st of May and one on the 31st of May. And the full moon on the 31st of May is called a blue moon. You often wonder, what are they talking about? Once in a blue moon. Well, this is when it happens this month. But this first full moon is going to be very, very interesting And I'll tell you why. It's going to be at 17 degrees of Libra. Remember, I'm a sidereal Vedic astrologer. This is not the placements of Western astrology. Pay attention. Everyone's still saying, what are you talking about? Because I'm talking about the sidereal system. I'm a Vedic astrologer. So one thing that I find very interesting about this moon is that it's isolated away from all the other planets. And actually during this time, you know, that the Kalisarpa yoga is in effect. Now, Kalisarpa yoga is when all the planets are entrapped on one side of Rahu and Ketu. Now, the outer planets do not participate in this yoga, but all the planets, and every 2 weeks, the moon goes outside of the Kalisarpa. But it's still technically part of the Kalisarpa time period, even though the moon will cycle in and out of this entrapment. This entrapment means that there are very karmic events that will be occurring during this Kalisarpa, and it will continue on through into July. But what people don't understand, they think Kalisarpa is only bad. It is an entrapment. It does mean some certain karmas need to happen and play out because of some past karma. But that's not always bad. It can deal with good things too. So in other words, when you have a Kalisarpa yoga going on in your chart or in the heavens, in the sky, it actually intensifies all the other yogas going on, such as the Saraswati yoga will be more intense. And that's not a bad thing. But there are certain things that must play out, and they will. But this moon being completely isolated from all the other planets does mean that during this time of this full moon, people are not feeling together yet. They're feeling isolated. They're feeling unsupported by many things. And of course, that creates fear. People are still very, very fearful. What does the future hold? It looks scary out there in the world after what we've seen and what's been going on. But I can assure you, after this month, we're in the clear zone, okay? Now, we have to keep our eye on the future during this time. But things are really, really getting fearful. People are getting fearful. But rest assured, there are a few more things we have to go through. Now, here's another thing that I want you to know about. And that is that Uranus this whole month will be around 6 to 7 degrees of Taurus. And this is conjunct the fixed star Alcyone. And Alcyone is actually a star that is part of the Pleiades. And the Pleiades are said to be the weeping sisters. Yes, the 7 weeping sisters. And there's myths in Greek, Western mythology about this, as well as the Vedic. Let me tell you about the Vedic myth about the 7 weeping sisters. And it actually deals with the fact that their husbands falsely accused them of adultery. And this is very symbolic. There's something going on. There are going to be so many, and I can't even tell you. I can't even count all of the crazy things that have been happening in terms of scandals. And there'll be more. More scandals, more things that come out. But I think more importantly, the scandals and things that are coming out that are false probably involve something with the day that's coming for disclosure. And what am I talking about? When our governments around the world finally admit, disclose, there's aliens. And yes, we've been working with them. This is what I think a lot of the scandalous affairs are pointing to. And that they're saying all sorts of lies. but they're falsely accusing some people. Now, there's probably other scandalous affairs and things going on, and some of them are real, some of them are not, but there is so much that's being revealed and uprooted at this time. This is the finality of the uprooted truth coming out. This is amazing. And you've got to be clear-headed during this time because so much is going to be revealed. It's going to be shocking. All right? Shocking. Another thing that I feel is going to happen is, yes, there's going to be this golden age. It's going to be so prosperous. And then again, some people don't read me right. They don't listen all the way through to my information. But yes, this is going to be the turning point of good things in the world. But except there's a lot of evil out there that doesn't like when good things are happening in the world. Therefore, something will come in that will put a damper on things around the end of August. But hey, enjoy June and July. And during these times, especially towards the end of May, when I see the final event occur that clears the air for everyone, that this is the time that will change the world for the better. Even though there's so many cycles and things coming up and down and coming at us. But this is it. I didn't say it was going to be the Garden of Eden. I just said now is the time for higher consciousness and awakening. There will be those that prevent it, do everything they can to hurt this positive, beautiful time span that's upon us. Okay, so talking about, let's go to May 9th through the 15th. And I'm bringing this time up because this will be the time that Mars will be Gandanta. Gandanta means out of control, really. Gandanta actually literally means a knot, which means something can't, get through, can't happen. It's frustrating. It's not a positive. And my teacher always told me way, way back when that Gandanta means drowning. And he said it could literally mean drowning, literally, which could mean floods and storms and people losing their life through drowning. And or when you feel like you're drowning, you feel like you have no sense of control and you're losing it. So people will be out of control. Now, Gandanta planets are when they're at the last few degrees of a water sign and the very first few degrees of a fire sign. So this is going to be when Mars goes into the last degrees of Scorpio, but goes into Aries. And Mars in Aries at first is going to be very hectic and crazy. And that's within this time period of May 9th through the 15th. The last few degrees of water. So the 9th, 10th, 11th, and then the 12th, 13, 14, 15, all in that is going to be crazy. There can be storms, there can be violence. Both are predicted with this because Mars is the planet of war. It picks up enormous strength in Aries. But that's also a time when you should begin things. This is a month of new beginnings, fresh starts. Mars gives energy and drive and ambition and courage to do things. After it leaves the first few degrees of the fire sign Aries and gets settled more into the sign of Aries, you're going to feel more ambition, drive, and courage to do the things that you couldn't before. Use this time appropriately. Mars will enter Aries on May 11th. So whole different energy for Mars, okay? Now, so the first and second week of May, I predict will still be turbulent because on May 7th, Pluto will turn retrograde. Now, we've been enjoying this period where none of the planets are retrograde. Yes, so it's been a time period where we're all moving forward. But now that Pluto turns retrograde, whenever a planet stations turns retrograde, it's actually pretty much standing still in the heavens. And that means it's making its imprint to the world. Look at me, I have something to say. So Pluto is very explosive energy. And it can deal with extreme blow-ups, attacks. It can even deal with volcanic eruptions. And this can be kind of figuratively where people have, losing it, blow-ups, and or literally there can be the earth shaking with volcanic eruptions during this time. So Pluto is a planet that can deal with major events that can deal with the uncovering things and scandals as well. Remember, Pluto is relative to the sign Scorpio in 8th house energy, which is scandals, uncovering things, blow-ups, major shifts in our world. So this is still a dangerous time. So let's talk about the new moon that occurs May 16th. It's so interesting to me that this entire month is activating so many of the fixed stars, such as Alcyone and the Pleiades. And now this new moon hits the most demonic star of all, which is Algol. Algol is probably the worst star in the heavens. And Algol it's called the demonic star, to give you an idea of what it's been referred to. And it says that it deals with decapitation. This can also mean that people could be literally decapitated around this time, which is a horrific thought. But figuratively, can mean people once again losing their heads. People are out of control. We're not there yet, I know, but we're going to be there. But there's still some things that have to happen. I also noticed that during this time that Ketu will be in a 6-8 difficult relationship to Pluto exactly during this time of the new moon and while Pluto's stationing. So this isn't looking very good. There's going to be a lot of, I guess I'm trying to say, where people take revenge and people are really being moved by their anger and resentments and deep, dark things. Don't let this happen to you within your own life. Don't let this affect you in such a negative, terrible way. But combined with this new moon in Taurus with Algol, and during this time of the Kalisarpa, it intensifies the things that are negative and difficult. So this is a very, very intense time. Let me get to some other things that I'm seeing happen, because Rahu will be this whole month around 9 to 11 degrees of Aquarius. And this is conjunct a wonderful fixed star called Fomulat, which is 10 degrees of Aquarius. And Fomulat is a powerful star. I love this star. Of course, it is in the nakshatra we're talking about of Shatabishak that deals with the sky watcher and the healer. And that's exactly what it's going to bring. The awareness of what's in the space and heavens. And I don't mean just the moon. I'm talking about civilizations out there, as well as new healings that will heal people beyond what we know now. And no, I don't think it's just coming from AI. I think it's coming from some extraterrestrial sources. I know that sounds out there, but you will see where this is going. But Fomulat is the star of the divine messenger Gabriel, the archangel Gabriel. And in this, it is said that Gabriel comes to announce a good event to come. So this is what I think it's about. The healing, the advancement of the world. Yes, there's going to be a lot of people that aren't going to be able to handle the fact that there's aliens and our world is changing this rapidly and dramatically. Higher consciousness. There's a lot of people that aren't going to be able to accept it, but it's only going to advance humanity. This is a promise. Okay, so Gabriel gives great power and wisdom. This is what's coming. I love this. This is our time, and this means the truth about the disclosure will be revealed. Now, my prediction about the disclosure may not necessarily happen this month, but my prediction is it will happen either May, June, or July. And I think there's going to be like steps to getting there with the total revelations of this happening. So let's talk now. Let's go to May 31st. This is the second full moon, the blue moon. And again, there are fixed stars that come into play here. This is very interesting because in my focus, looking forward to where things are headed in June and July, I didn't realize that the third or the second full moon of this month actually sits on the fixed star Antares. And therefore, when you have a full moon, that means the sun and the moon are opposed to each other. Exactly opposed to each other, and guess what? Antares and Aldebaran are exactly opposed to each other. So we have the sun on the fixed star Aldebaran in Taurus, 16 degrees of Taurus. And we have the full moon exactly opposed the sun on the fixed star Antares. Why is this important? Well, the star Antares is the star of the military and war. It is. So I went back trying to research when was the full moon exact on these particular stars before. And with help, thank you Shri. Shri helped me figure this out. The two previous times that we came up with were, let's see, 1942 and 1980. And going back to 1942, this was the worst bombing in Europe, actually on the exact day of this full moon. And that was when they bombed Cologne, Germany. And let me tell you, if you've been to Cologne, Germany, there is nothing from the past. They completely annihilated that entire city except for the church. Back then, they did not bomb and destroy the churches, unlike today. So that was the only thing standing. And in 1980, guess what was going on then? The Iran conflict. It started in 79 and 80. So we're not quite finished. This is the last day in May. And yes, we have the Saraswati yoga going on. And here is what I think. An event will occur that will change everything to open the door to the new golden age. June 1st, Jupiter enters into Cancer. But I hope I'm wrong about this full moon, but historically it has not been good. But in a sense, I think it is good. It's almost like a final event has to happen to clear the air. It's almost like, which I hate thinking about this, the bombing of Hiroshima. It was something that cleared the air. Many people, I don't believe in war and killing, but hey, we're still part of this low consciousness planet that does, okay? And that's where we are right now. We're not past that yet. So this is what I'm seeing. Now, the healing discoveries. So much of what we should be using in the realm of healing has been suppressed. And I have always known and believed that we can heal the body through vibration, frequency, through energy. And yes, we pretty much have touched upon this with sonograms, and with radiation, things like that. These deal with vibration and frequency and colors and things like that. Sound vibration, color vibration, light vibration. But there's a time coming where this kind of information is going to be elevated like never before. Let me give you a couple of quotes by some geniuses that knew this truth as well. And some people say he didn't say these things, that they didn't say these things, but this is exactly what they said, okay? There's other things that they pretty much exaggerated on that they said, but here is what Einstein said. This is a quote from Einstein: "Future medicine will be the medicine of frequencies." Okay, that's Einstein. Nikola Tesla said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." This is where healing is going to go eventually. I really think that there's a lot of companies out there that want this information suppressed. But this is where we're going, and this is the remnants of the new beginning of this. It's going to be exposed and brought to the surface, finally. So this is an incredible month. There are fixed stars that are activated. We have the Alcyon, we have the Pleiades, we have Fomalhaut, we have Aldebaran, we have Antares. These points in space are very, very sensitive, and they're all being activated this month. Huge! So this month, many discoveries are surfacing. Many of the scandals and untruths are surfacing. And many medical discoveries are surfacing. And so many past scandals, the truth will be revealed. But what's happening is that people are awakening. There is a higher consciousness and a new awakening to many truths. And this is going to empower us as a human race. So what I see, people are waking up to the new world. It's beginning this month. And people are letting go of all the old ways of thinking. Doesn't happen instantaneously, but it's beginning now. Because now people are gaining in wisdom, consciousness, awareness, knowledge, Saraswati yoga. So I feel like beginning now, especially towards the very end of this month, humanity is ready to advance dramatically, by leaps and bounds, dramatically. And now the time is upon us. So get ready. This is a new awakening. All right, so remember, if you want to learn more about me, sign up for my free newsletter, become part of Patreon, get the Galactic Planner, as well as learn Vedic astrology from me, join my university, go to my website, galacticcenter.org, and if you would like to become my astrology student, go to my university website, which is universityofvedicastrology.com. Thank you.